Munchlax and Sinnoh might actually be the rarest Pokemon of all time. Rating them all, and with it being a friendship evolution, judging it on when it would be used is really hard since that would differ drastically depending on your effort. But to be fair, in the early game, 135 HP, 85 in attack and special defense are all honestly outrageous as long as you mind your physical matchups. So pretend you're ever actually going to catch one in Gen 4 and its move pool is pretty awful actually, just being stuck with Tackle and Amnesia until it evolves. But in Gen 7, where you would probably actually use it, it's better. Getting Chip Away, Screech, and Body Slam earlier is definitely an improvement, but still not great. 3.5 stars. And availability has hilariously been by far the most controversial category in this series, and the Munchlax really stretches our rule set to its limits. The system is pretty simple. Anything before the second gym is 5 stars, then it tapers down from there, with a few exceptions that can bring it up or down, and oh boy does Munchlax make the word exception feel inadequate. In Sinnoh, Munchlax is only possible to be found on 4 specific but randomly chosen honey trees that you have to wait 6 hours to even try. And if you manage to find one of the 4 out of 21 options that were correct, it's still a 1% encounter. That takes 6 hours to retry. So somebody who's better than me at math, please tell me what that percentage is. I just know that the running joke is that you're more likely to find a shiny in one of those trees than a Munchlax. And we have only done a penalty due to difficulty finding it, I think 2 or 3 times, but this is by far the most extreme example. Feebas got a 1.5 star penalty in Hoenn, so I think that Munchlax gets a 2-star penalty in Sinnoh, but it's still available before the second gym there, as well as in Kalos and Alola, then after the third in Galar and BDSP. So even with a huge penalty, it still gets 4 stars, and here we go. And Snorlax got a 4 in concept for being a living roadblock based off of a hibernating bear, but mostly because it was pretty directly modeled after someone at Game Freak as a joke, which is hilarious. But Munchlax being the baby form of that is kind of less interesting, mostly because it loses that last part of the concept and is otherwise just a hungry bear. I won't drop it too far, 3 stars. But I do actually really like its design a lot. It's a fairly convincing baby Snorlax, and it's pretty cute. I like the touch of the fur looking like some pajamas that are too big, and the chest patch looking like a baby's bib, and the face even may be a mask since Munchlax is a food thief and all. It's a really good baby Pokemon design. 4 stars. So that will give Munchlax the final score of 3.625 stars overall, and just short of the baby's top 5. Will Snorlax make it into our top 5 or even get the next perfect score? We're rating them all, and this thing is obviously a massive wall, literally and figuratively. It's 160 HP and 110 special defense, plus rest shenanigans make this thing at the very least annoying to take out, but its attack is honestly slept on. 110 is really good, especially back in true Gen 1 with Hyper Beam being physical and not requiring cooldown if it gets the KO. But even with modern mechanics, Snorlax is awesome. Both of its abilities are really useful, and its move pool just gets better and better with absolutely insane coverage throughout the generations. Easy 5 stars. Its availability ranges from Route 1 in Alola to around Gym 4 in most other gens, and Munchlax's garbage encounter method along with the Gen 3 Feebas is the exception to the "it's not how hard it is" rule and will get a dock, but even with that, it'll still average out to 4.5 stars. Snorlax's concept, however, is pretty much just literally a perpetually eating and hibernating bear, which seems boring at first, until you find out that its appearance and behavior of constantly eating and sleeping were directly inspired by this Game Freak planner. And I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. 4 stars. But its design then does the absolute most with that concept. It's a very simple design, but that's not a bad thing. It portrays the concept perfectly as just a mountain of gluttonous sleepy bear. It's also clearly powerful and dangerous, while remaining adorable and a nap-worthy spot. That's an easy 5 stars, and that means Snorlax gets 4.625 stars overall, landing in the top 5.